Welcome to Geekonomics, everybody. It's Mark, it's Bryon, it's the podcast. We're here with you the week of Halloween and, more importantly, the week of Mandalorian. Mando starts this Friday, season 2. I'm excited. I'll watch every episode as they come out. Bryon, of course, will wait till next year to watch them.
No,
So we'll talk about it sooner or later.
no. Mandalorian last year. I waited. I cracked because I watched it week to week too. I think I waited a couple weeks, but then the problem was there was so much talk about it.
Yeah.
I was just like, F it. And I think I started the fourth weekend for this podcast. And because I think this is something we should talk about and review as the show goes on,
Yes.
I will make it a point. I got to re-up my Disney Plus subscription this week.
It's a good idea.
I will watch it every week. So every Monday, we can start the show off with our recap review
reviews
of Mandalorian. I think that's something we should do. Totally.
I agree. I'm in.
Today's probably the last Mando Monday, which I brought up a couple weeks ago. Nobody really knew what was going on. You know, it would have been cool if they had something in like a Target flyer or something to be like, here's a major thing, but you have to go seek that out of what's coming out on Mando Monday. So
it's just on Shop Disney, right? It's not anywhere else, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's not like they promote it so much.
Target is selling stuff, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know what I did get on Amazon?
Okay.
Look at this.
Oh boy.
This is a hard one to find.
Oh, the
Boba Fett
color foil, yeah.
But look, it's got the 40th. It's the 40th anniversary. I'm actually, and he's got a cloth cape.
Wow.
I'm actually thinking about taking him out of the box.
Oh boy. Let it breathe.
Yeah.
Or let it breathe.
And it's heavier. This is heavier because it's made of graphite. And it's so cool. It's so cool.
See, the trick to that would be to buy 2 of them, one to keep in the box and one to.
Yeah, you know, it was $24, and normally those are $20, but that's a special one.
Yeah.
I don't see myself dropping $50 for 2.
Well, there's Christmas coming. You can ask for another one for Christmas.
Yeah. If I open it, I don't care. I want to have fun with my toys. I don't open all of them. I think the box is you can display them conveniently with those nice boxes. But sometimes I just want to touch it. I just want to take it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll definitely watch Mando together. Well, not together, but we'll watch it every week. We'll talk about it, review it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm very excited, and let's do bold predictions. Let's do bold predictions about Mando.
Bold predictions. All right.
My bold prediction is Boba Fett will show up, but it will be the armor, but not the clone. So he died in the Sarlacc pit. The armor survived. The armor survived somehow, and someone found it and took on and wore it. That's my bold prediction. But that's my bold prediction. What's your bold prediction, Mark?
All right. Well, I have a couple.
Well, just give us one.
Well, I'm going to go off yours and say that you're wrong. I'll just make an augment to it and say that actual Boba Fett flies out of the Sarlacc pit, has been in hiding, recuperating after that, and now he's coming out to get back into the biz, so to speak.
Okay.
My other thing is, it's not really a bold prediction because we know that she's been cast. But I think we'll see. I know we'll see Ahsoka Tano, so I know they're going to include the Jedi.
Yeah.
My bold prediction is we will see. I'm going to throw it out there. Ewan McGregor as Old Man Obi-Wan to connect the 2 shows together to promote Obi-Wan's show coming out.
But he would be dead. He died. He died in A New Hope.
Yeah,
so
but as
how would he show
Force
up?
Ghost. Force Ghost.
But how, he has no connection with anybody.
But he does to Ahsoka Tano, though.
What? Oh,
she's a
Clone
Jedi.
Wars? During the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't she be old?
She'd be older, but I don't know. It depends upon she's a different species. She's not like a humanoid. She's not like a human.
Like Yoda's 50 years old,
Yeah,
and he was like
exactly.
a baby.
Yeah.
So
she's gonna be like, it's gonna be Rosario Dawson. So she's gonna be like whatever age Rosario Dawson is. I'm assuming this will be the same. I don't think they're gonna age her or anything.
Listen, these are your bold predictions. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think that's why I call them bold prediction, because they're probably not going to happen. But I think it's kind of cool to think outside the box here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Friday it starts, so very excited.
Yes.
So Mark, what have you been up to this week? Any watch, play, do anything interesting?
Not much. I have started like right after we did last week's show. I started a West Wing rewatch in honor of the elections coming up.
Oh, I've never seen the West Wing.
It's really good. Aaron Sorkin directs and wrote and produced all of them.
Yeah, well, there's
directed some of them and wrote most of them as well. So
a reunion on HBO Max there.
Yeah, and they also had a thing in Entertainment Weekly like a month or two ago.
Yeah,
I kind of thought with the election coming up, I was just looking for something to.
You want more election stuff?
Well, just political stuff. It was just like something, just to kind of, and it was such a good show. I remember watching it when it was like, my mom was a huge fan of it when it came out originally. So I was like, well, I'll take a shot. It's still really good. It's a really good show.
Yeah, I do want to check it out sometime.
And it's crazy that like all the stuff they talked about in that show, 90% of it's still happening. So
yeah. I mean,
that's not strange at all.
No, politics there.
But besides that, watch the debate Thursday.
Yeah. For what it was so nice to hear. There was no Trump attacking while Biden trying to talk. I liked the fact that there was a mute button that threatened to mute them. I think Trump was muted once, like he was talking, you couldn't hear him. Overall, I thought it was a great debate by Biden. I thought Biden did really good. I thought Trump just seemed more unhinged. And to go off of that, Mark, I watched the 60 Minutes last night, and I thought Biden did a great job. It was just horrible to watch Trump. Like Leslie, she took Trump to task. He's the president, and he couldn't handle it, and he walks out. And I think that's so disrespectful towards her and the American people. You're the president. You need to answer hard questions. That's your job. We pay
You're going to get the harder questions than the guy who's running for the office.
Yes.
You're in the office.
Once Biden is in the office,
then he'll get the hard questions.
He'll get the hard questions. But you work for us, buddy.
Yeah.
You need to talk to us and tell us what's going on. But it wasn't softball questions. But I thought she did a great job. I think we need more reporters to push back when bullshit is thrown out there. And I think she did a fine job of pushing back. Like, that's not true.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is with this president, not a lot of reporters did that. In the beginning, when he was running, they didn't do it. And then when he became president, he pushed them all away and only allowed Fox News. And they never pushed back. And then you have a real reporter pushing back, and he turns into a snowflake. He crumbles.
Yeah.
It was just amazing to watch. I think this is a moment in history you watch and you're just like, this is crazy. Really? This is, our president's doing this? But you know what? I thought Biden and Harris did a great job. Mike Pence was barely on. Like, he was on there for like 5 minutes, and he
was getting all of his people tested for COVID. So
Yeah, I mean, his whole cabinet is COVID now.
But he doesn't get it because they're just around him all the time. But he didn't catch it, so
no,
he's okay to still go out and do stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
We're 8 days away from the election.
I know. I voted last night.
Oh, you gave Josh your thing?
Well, I'm giving it to him today, but it's in the envelope. It's ready to go.
Oh, so you haven't voted yet?
I have voted. It's just I voted. Now I'm just waiting to deliver my vote.
Right.
So I've technically voted, just haven't
technically
given my vote over yet.
But nobody knows about it but you.
Oh, Claire and I voted together. She did hers and I did mine.
My point is the voting polls, they do not have it yet.
Well, no one's actually going to see it until the 3rd. They don't open them until the 3rd.
Right. I will be going in person after pick up my wife from work. We'll be going down to vote in person.
My wife,
which I'm going to talk about.
Which...
we watched the new Borat film, and
Did you?
Hilarious. Oh my god!
I'm tempted.
It is funny. What are you going to lose? It's an hour and a half. It's on Amazon Prime. It's free if you have Amazon Prime. Honestly, the theaters are dead, my friend. I mean, like I have more in the news, but it's just like Borat would have been in the theater. But the fact that they had it come out on Amazon this quickly, and it's really funny. And he has a daughter, and the woman who plays his daughter is really good.
Or whatever it is, Tutor or whatever it is.
It is, dude. We laughed, and it's
what a good time. Watch his interview with Jimmy Kimmel as Borat that he just did not so long ago.
Yeah,
it's a movie. It was pretty funny.
But I watched Borat. I highly recommend it. God, what? Still watching Schitt's Creek. We're getting into season 3. I think we're just finishing season 2.
You're getting the good stuff.
I'm almost done with Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like I might be playing this game up until my PS5 comes, and I have my count. 16 days, PS5 lands at my doorstep. Very excited for that. Honestly, I'm trying to think.
Whereabouts in Schitt's Creek are you? Because I don't remember exactly what happened each season.
Well, season 2, it's ending because the mom there is going to be on the town council, and I'm assuming it's going to end with if she gets on or not. Right now, she's running up against her friend.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, Jocelyn's running. Yes. They're both running for the same seat, and it's so funny because the town council stuff. It maybe like it's
just like regular town council stuff.
Yeah, like when Park and Rec used to do town council stuff, I'd be like, "Oh my god, they nailed it!"
Exactly like a town council meeting.
Yeah, yeah. So that's been really good. I'm trying to think if I like beyond that. My God, I've been working on my basement, and that's about it. I can't think of anything else other than watching Borat. Anything new? I'm in volume 4 of The Boys, which I love. Me and Nelson are gonna start season 2, which the reviews have been really good of the whole season.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like we're.
I really gotta start reading the comic because I want to find out if it's anything.
You gotta read it.
The show.
It's. I mean, they take elements in volume 4. There's elements they use in the first season in volume 4, so they went through and picked out what worked.
Pick and chose. Cherry picked, if you will.
They cherry picked, but I'm interested in what they're going to do with season 2.
Oh man, it's a humdinger.
Unsolved Mysteries season 2
is
out.
Yes, Claire saw that. We saw that the other day after she watched. We watched the. That's what I was going to talk about. We watched. Speaking of Borat, we watched the Chicago 7 movie.
Oh yeah,
which is really good.
That looks really good, based on a true story.
Yeah, that was really good. We enjoyed that, and then we were going to start watching the Unsolved Mysteries, but she had something light after watching the Chicago 7 movie.
Right, I don't blame you. Unsolved Mysteries, we started season 2. Really good. I mean, it's great to have it back right before Halloween. So
yeah,
I love it. But Marcus, what's going on in the sports world? The Patriots are not. It seems like they're done. They're having just a bad year.
Playing out the string. Yeah, they.
What was the score? It was like 3. Did they even score again after?
They scored 6 points. Their team scored over 40, so it was.
Oh my lord!
They
lose Tom Brady. So Tom Brady was a team. Belichick.
No, he wasn't the only reason. It wasn't just Tom Brady. There was other people that. Guys opted out that would usually be on the team. That opted out to not play because of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So there's some of that. It's a rebuild year. is what it is. Basically, it's they got to just restock the old pantry, if you will.
Yeah.
But in baseball news, the LA Dodgers are up 3-2 on the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series, which they could clinch the next game on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that could be over tomorrow. Besides that, it's just a regular sports week. Nothing super crazy. NASCAR got rained out in Texas, so they're actually racing today.
Wow.
But besides that, everything's relatively oddly back to normal. Like there hasn't been anything crazy going on. I know hockey's still trying to figure out what they're planning on doing for this coming season.
Well, I mean, the NFL, they're just getting hit. It's like COVID, move the game. COVID, move the game.
Well, they actually haven't had any major stuff like that. They did it yesterday. They had a game where one of the teams was potentially having an issue with COVID, but it ended up being a false positive. So they ended up just moving a game to last night and then playing the other game during the day. So that was all that happened there, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Major happened. Sports is just kind of chugging along.
Oh, speaking of NFL though, big news that the NFL and Fox are in talks that the Super Bowl could happen in March. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that. There's a possibility if there's more issues with the COVID.
Well, I mean, that's February. That's that potentially will be in the middle of another big spike that we're wave 3. We're going into now. It could get worse. Yeah, and they're saying, well, why don't we potentially move it into March? Which might be a smart idea, actually. I mean,
it's kind of like more they want to have like a backup date, like in case stuff happens and they have to move it. They want to have like a plan in place to make sure that they're able to do it without, last minute being like, oh, we got to move it to here.
Yeah.
So it's like if it doesn't happen this date, it'll happen on this date.
And it's only a month away. It's a month. It's a month away, but that could be all the difference depending on what's going on with the country. And
a week even could be all the difference.
Right. And where are they? Do you even know where the Super
Tampa
Bowl
Bay is where the game is.
Oh my God! They picking the worst place to have it, right?
Well, it just happened to be that's where they had it in line to be. It wasn't like they just.
I know, but can't they change that? I mean, can't they find a place?
They could. It's just. I mean, at this point, where are you going to move it to? Everywhere's got stuff, so it's not like
we're all having spikes. I mean, there's
play it on like
as of today,
Football Island or anything like the UFC does or something like that.
40 states have seen spikes, and I think they should create a place called Football Island. And they just play
That'd
football
be pretty neat.
on the island. Yeah,
I'd visit.
We do Football Island, the basketball bubble.
Yeah, UFC has a fighter island.
Yeah.
Over in like the Middle East somewhere. Which I won't say where it is.
Well, then you would know. It wouldn't be top secret.
Mm.
I think it'd be good.
First rule about Fight Island is you don't talk about Fight Island.
Right. We should do Podcast Bay, where all the podcasters.
Podcast Bay.
We just do all our podcasts.
Just in a harbor.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of weird things, I on Facebook, I bring this up because we talk about it a lot, but it says the markets have a grand opening. And I'm like,
yes, he ended up finding a location to move the markets to.
Where?
It's the old Dave's Pet City on St. James in Springfield.
Oh, really? So the place is empty and they're going to cram everybody in there?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
I guess a huge space because there was like a divider thing, I guess, where they would have like the bulk stuff in the back.
Yeah.
So it's like 13,000 square feet or some crazy size.
Wow.
So I guess it's bigger than the old spot that they had.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. So is Bill still in charge of that?
Yeah. He's just started he just finalized the lease last week.
Man, yeah, because it's grand opening in December? Or...
I think so. November, maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe November would be so quick. It said the 5th and the 6th, but...
Might be November.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's quick. Maybe you're right. You're probably right on that, Mark. I think you're right.
It could be December. It's
Well, December is the 5th and the 6th, so that's
yeah,
why
it's the
I'm
5th
thinking.
and the 6th of December. That'd make more sense. Give him time because I know he has to like set up the booths and spacing and all that stuff and everything.
Right. I mean, it's great to know. Last year, because I sell stuff, and me and Nelson had a lot of stuff at the time, and we sold a lot at our tag sale this year.
Yeah.
Originally, I was just like, oh, wouldn't it be cool for like the summer? We get a spot for like 2 or 3 months, and we sell every weekend. I'm like, I would gladly do that. And Allison was like, yeah, that would be kind of cool. And we thought about that, and then COVID happened. So
yeah.
But I mean, depending on how much you sell, renting a spot for, and I mean, it was fairly cheap for the month. So,
yeah, I know it's like I think it's about the same. You didn't say anything crazy, different than the old location. So,
yeah. So
I'll find out for you. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. But that's good to know. So people have something to look forward to. I'm sure they'll have to cap. I'm sure it's not going to be like a gangbusters of people. You got to cap it. So
no, yeah, it's gonna be like the capacity situation, and I know they're gonna like. I think he was talking about spreading the booths out, so it'll be less booths than what he would have. Like the same amount of booths he would have at the old place,
right?
But it would just be more spread out. Like the booths would be a gap in between them, so they're not like right on top of each other. So to speak.
That makes sense.
But don't take my word for it. I don't. It's stuff he's still figuring out. So
right. Well, Marcus, I got some news.
All right.
I got some entertainment news for you.
Oh man.
So over the weekend, Empire Magazine released their cover of the new image of Suicide Squad, which had
there's 2 covers I heard.
Yeah, they had the entire cast, and it was so cool. So on Twitter, James Gunn is very forthcoming on Twitter. He's very good like that. Someone wrote to him saying,
almost to a fault of his.
Yes, in the past, that got him in hot water. Someone wrote to him, Harley Quinn has franchise armor. Pretty sure King Shark and Amanda Waller also have DC has them and other things protection, because it came out that James Gunn said that DC said he could kill anybody.
Yeah.
Someone was saying, well, Harley Quinn is safe, really. King Shark, Amanda Waller possibly could be protected. Anyone will set an 80% chance of dying. And James Gunn wrote back, no character was protected by DC. They gave me carte blanche to do what I wanted. That was one of the things we agreed to before I came to work for them. I wasn't looking for shock value, but I wanted the audience to know anything could happen. And I think that's interesting because, like, for example, The Walking Dead, you knew they were never going to kill Daryl or
Rick Grimes.
Yeah. And you kind of felt like you can put them in peril all you want. There is no drama there because they're always going to be safe.
Yeah.
But it's nice to hear that the next Suicide Squad film, which, like in the first one, they killed off the rope guy in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he had no promotional value. Like, they didn't promote him at all. We all kind of saw.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Transparent. But
I mean, you also got to think about it, too. He could just be saying that.
Yeah, he could be. But I believe him.
I'm pretty sure DC was probably not like, oh, go ahead, kill whoever you want. I'm pretty sure DC is like, don't kill Harley Quinn because, You
could, though. You could do, though, really. You could kill off Harley Quinn, but she could always come back in the next film.
It's a one-off, too. It's like no one ever, like, there's nothing saying that he's making there's going to be a sequel to this because he's back on Guardians after this, so.
Yeah, but Mark, if this does very well, there'll be a sequel, and he'll be back. Like, he'll do Guardians next, because Guardians 3 is his last one. Then he'll be back to do the sequel. No doubt in my mind. This looks good. I mean, I have trust in James Gunn for writing and directing, but the cast looks awesome. And I like the fact that it's a huge cast.
Yeah, it just means the more people can die.
Yeah. But you know what, though? It would be awesome if no one died. Like, I don't
think that's possible. I think there's going to be a couple people that are going to get walloped.
Maybe. But
a lot of the lesser known random people in there are going to get
It would be kind of
Good God,
cool.
as the kids would say.
I'm just saying, it would be kind of cool. Like, it would be more shocking that no one died. You know? It would be like,
It would be, but it'd be weird because you'd want to like be like, well, what are you talking about? Suicide Squad. Someone's head's got to explode.
maybe. But James Capaldi looks awesome. I mean, he looks great. Like, they all look cool. King Shark looks cool. I mean,
King Shark looks like from the cartoon.
Yeah. It would have been, missed opportunity to have the same
Ron
comedian.
Funches. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
his voice is classic.
His voice is King Shark to me now. So
yeah.
I don't know who's doing the voice of King Shark in Suicide Squad. So it's going to be hard to kind of switch my brain to someone else.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very strange to hear someone else talking as King Shark. What do you want?
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to this film. I think it's a great cast. It's supposed to come out next year. August 6th, which hopefully where movie theaters can open by then.
This is expected August 6th. Nothing saying it's actually going to be August 6th.
Well, expected. You know why they're saying that?
Yeah, because who knows what's going to happen.
Movie theaters could still be closed. Let's, not get too excited here. But to move on.
Well, here's I got just the IMDb cast listing here.
Yeah.
So I'll go through some of these for you. Of course, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Joel Kinnaman is Rick Flag.
Rick Flag, yeah.
Idris Elba is Bloodsport.
Pretty cool.
Michael Rooker is Savant.
You always have to have Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Yeah. Viola Davis again is playing Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion is TDK,
which is really cool.
Alice Baraga is Sol Soria. Jay Courtney is back as Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
John Cena is Peacemaker. Pete Davidson is Blackguard. Sean Gunn is Weasel because his brother's directing, so he has to have a spot in the movie.
Of course.
David Dasmalshan is Polka Dot Man.
He's gonna die.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
Yeah. Storm Reed is Tyla. Malika Hoover is Camila. Peter Capaldi is the Thinker.
I love it.
Fula Borg is Javelin. Jennifer Holland is Amelia Harcourt. Meiling Ning is Mongol. And Steve Agee is King Shark John Economos.
He's probably doing the voice. I think
who King Shark turns into.
Steve Agee is King Shark mocap. So he's doing the mocap, but I think John is doing the voice. If I had, because it says mocap. So
Steve Agee Steve Agee is playing the King Shark John Economos characters per IDB. So
all right.
Yeah, Juan de Gobato
is probably his human figure.
Yes, I'm thinking like before he turns into King Shark or whatever.
That makes sense. I like that. Okay.
Jaquin Casio is General Mateo Suarez. Daniela Melchior is Ratcatcher 2. She's gonna die. Marisol Correa is Soldado.
Mr. Magato.
Which I'm assuming is like the big bad, I guess. There's a lot of Soldado soldier people.
Yeah. I think you got the major cast marks.
So that's the major ones, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to go into.
No, I was just kidding. That's like the major cast people.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can see it in the theater. If not, I hope it comes to streaming. And I got two more stories that kind of go into. I got one more story that goes into DC. So after we recorded last week's show, of course, the news came out that Zack Snyder is doing reshoots for Justice League.
Yes.
And it's a 4-hour epic. It's going to be HBO Max. Well, come to find out, now he's bringing back Jared Leto as a Joker.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then it's also another bit of news came out. He's reshooting stuff with Joe Manganiello as well. That came out 2 days ago. So Joe is back as Deathstroke. because Deathstroke, if you remember, showed up
It's like a minor clip at the very end of the movie.
And so, okay, at what point? I'm gonna ask you this question: what point? It's a
new movie.
Yeah, it's a new movie. They're not reshooting anything. This is
now Justice League 2.
Yeah,
it's not a remake. It's an actual second movie.
Like, okay,
or
I
a
know.
Reboot.
I know Josh Whedon came in and filmed a lot, and I know none of that's being used.
Yeah,
and so there's a small portion of this movie that was only filmed by Snyder.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like filming a whole brand new movie.
He's just reshooting the movie is all he's doing.
Yeah, and he's bringing these people in. I don't really know the capacity of the Joker. Maybe the Joker and Deathstroke show up at the end instead of just Deathstroke to create Doom Patrol. I don't
Legion
know.
Legion of Doom.
Or Legion of Doom or whatever.
Yeah. Doom Patrol is the other.
I'm over Leto as Joker. I'm hoping.
I'm over Snyder as anything at this point.
I think, I'll say this. I think Leto is a good actor. I don't blame him that they picked a horrible look and writing for his Joker.
The Juggalo Joker makes no sense.
So the look is going to be the same, which I don't like.
Yeah.
But maybe the writing could save it. And maybe he's not even in it. Maybe he's barely in it. Maybe it's like a 5-minute thing with Deathstroke. That's fine.
Just because he wasn't even in that movie, really.
He was at the end. Oh, it was Joker?
Joker.
No. Yeah.
Because he was only in Suicide Squad.
Right. Like I said,
they're bringing him into this movie just because.
How? This is a whole new movie, my friend.
It is. It's just like he's just like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make my own movie now.
You know what though?
He's called a reboot with just the same cast and everything.
And if you know what though, he's a perfectionist, so I could see him going, you know what? I'm just gonna. They're giving me the money. I can do it my way. I mean, God bless the guy for him. But I'm still gonna watch it.
I'm getting less and less wanting to watch this movie. That's all I gotta say.
I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. But yeah, I wasn't too thrilled about the Joker news myself. But
I thought the Joker news was for Suicide Squad originally.
No, Joker's not gonna be in Suicide Squad.
No, but I'm saying when I first heard that they're bringing him back.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, maybe it's a leak from the Suicide Squad that they're like gonna have him in that movie.
No.
Then I saw it was for the Justice League. I'm like, he wasn't even in Justice League.
You know what though?
The only connection they had for Joker in Justice League was that he killed Robin.
Right.
That was the only thing from Joker that you saw in that movie.
Here is my hot take. My hot take is this: Scott Snyder brings in Leto back. He wants to
show him killing Robin.
No. I think he wants people to embrace Leto because if a Suicide Squad 2 comes out, or if another Justice League or a Batman movie come out, they could still use Leto again. Because I bet you anything he's trying to get him for people. They're like, let's give him one more chance and see if we can get people to like him.
Seems like a stretch for me.
That's my hot take.
Seems like he wants to be the savior of all things DC at this point.
Well, yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna just bring back Joker and show how he could have been good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
On it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And it wasn't done by the Suicide Squad guy.
And that guy, he keeps tweeting out like, my cut is on fire. Like he's trying to really get HBO to be like, let's put out your cut. But I'm sorry,
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares. That movie sucks.
No one wants to see the Huntress ever again.
Oh God, it was the worst.
Or Enchantress, whatever she was. I don't know what her character was.
Enchantress, and I was enchanted to leave the theater, Mark.
Yeah,
I saw her.
Her weird body shimmy thing that she did,
and I was just like, I must leave theater now. This movie blows. On to better and bigger news, Mark. On to bigger and better news.
I'm gonna see if you actually talk about the major thing that's happened this past week.
All right. Well, I have one more thing of news, and then if I don't touch upon it, you can end it off.
Okay.
Okay. This is pretty big. James Bond film, No Time to Die. It's exploring selling it to a streaming service for $600 million.
Jeepers.
There are talks. They're in talks with Apple, TV, and Netflix, and
That Apple TV is starting to get on my nerves.
MGM, the studio behind the film, reportedly will lose between 30 million to 50 million due to the delays and selling it off. But still, you got to cut your losses. That it's pretty big. $600 million.
I mean, I could see
I could see Netflix buying, honestly.
I could see them doing, like, if someone were to do along, like, even if they sold to Amazon and had to do the $20 purchase thing, that might be like the way to go.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so it's a gamble, right? So if they were to do VOD $20 or $30 and it's on all streaming platforms, you just pay the money. MGM has to recoup what they made, and that could be a loss, right? If not enough.
Well, if they sold the streaming rights for $600 million,
then they're going to make some money.
Back-ended like a split of the purchases, they could make a dent in what they needed. Yeah.
If they sell for $600 million, right? Then when it comes out on DVD, MGM is going to make the money on the DVD sales and the buying sales. But this movie, I think we're not going to be out of this thing anytime soon. And, it has worked. Mulan didn't work for Disney. It didn't really.
It was a bad movie. It wasn't because it was.
I know, but the problem with that movie, there was controversy, but people didn't know it was a bad movie. I think people were just upset that you had to pay $30 on top of your Disney Plus.
Well, also the issue with that was they actually announced the date when it's going to be free.
Yeah.
So people are like, just wait till December.
Right. Also, it's now you can rent that on it's on Amazon for $20. I mean, so first Disney Plus people thought I'm only getting access to this, but then it did so poorly, they put it on all the platforms. It was a mess. So I don't think Disney knows what they're doing. They're trying to figure it out.
Well, I think anyone really. It's like a kind of shooting
Universal, I thought, did great with Trolls. I mean, Universal was like, here's Trolls, here's Scooby-Doo, here's whatever.
Well, Scooby-Doo was terrible too. That's why.
But $20, and Trolls did very well. I mean,
well, it's also I mean, that was at the very beginning when people were locked in the houses with their kids.
Right.
They kind of oddly got lucky that they had like a captive audience, if you know what I mean.
Oh, truly. I'm just saying James Bond is a big franchise. I would gladly watch a James Bond film at home for $20. But if they sold it to Netflix, that would be even better. I'm not going to get Apple TV Plus. I have no interest because there's nothing on there I like.
Although they get that Tom Hanks submarine movie, and then they just got another movie that like I saw the trailer for the other day, and I'm like, and it's like Amazon or Apple Plus exclusive. I'm like, God dang it!
More streaming services, Mark. You just pick the ones you want. That's all.
Yeah.
I like I have no interest in Apple TV, and I remember that Tom Hanks movie came out. They got that.
Yeah.
But
there's another new Tom Hanks like Western coming out in December that I'm like, if that ends up on Apple, I'll be very annoyed. Yeah,
that's not going to come to the theater.
No.
But I know what you're talking about. I wonder, are they thinking it's coming to the theater?
It's what it says on the trailer. It's in theaters.
It's not
December 6th.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, James Bond, if it hit Netflix,
I don't care about James Bond, so it doesn't bother me where it ends up.
You're not a James Bond guy. But this is still, even if you're not a James Bond guy, this is a movie thing. I mean, this is the fact that the theaters are dying right now, and these movie companies have to just realize putting it on a streaming service or VOD is the best way to go. You'll make your money.
I could see like the theaters, instead of having like these huge superplexes, it's going to be back down to like a 2 or 3 screen, multiple movies, multiple times. Like it used to be, like you have like 3 screens. You go at certain times to watch certain movies, not like one movie per theater for a while.
Yeah, I mean the smaller theaters maybe will survive. Hopefully, the independent ones. But yeah, I mean it's a dying thing right now, and I think after COVID, it could come back.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, just put these movies out in countries that have COVID under control, and then in the United States, just put it on a streaming service or
wait till
VOD.
January or something, and we'll figure it out then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but I think this is pretty big for James Bond to do this, because MGM, this is like a primo franchise for them, and for them to even consider selling it to a streaming service is huge.
Yeah.
So I think these companies are realizing that it's after Tenet failed. This is there's no way to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what did I miss?
So the big news that you missed, and another reason why I dislike Apple TV or Apple whatever it's called, the Peanuts cartoons, the seasonal cartoons. They're great pumpkin.
Yeah. And the Christmas
Peanuts Christmas special have both signed exclusive deals where now all those cartoons are going to be only shown on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
So no more CBS or whatever, ABC.
You don't even know what channel was on. It was on.
Well, they
ABC.
used to, because it's floated
ABC.
Around since we were kids. It's like it used to be on CBS back in the day and ABC lately.
ABC's had the rights
Disney
for
bought
God
the
knows
Peanuts.
how long. ABC.
Well, Disney owns the rights to Peanuts, so that's why.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. Well, they still do. They just decided to sell them to Apple Plus.
So, yeah, I had mixed feelings about this. My first gut reaction was, that sucks, because I would record them and watch them as like tradition.
Yeah.
But then I realized
I could just buy the DVD and just watch them.
Most people can buy them, and who watches broadcast television? I watched 60 Minutes for the first time in live. Usually I'll just like record it. It was gut-wrenching to watch all those fucking commercials. I was like, how do people do this? This is horrible. Like, I'm used to just watching something, no commercials or fasting.
I don't watch anything live anymore. I haven't watched a live show, and I can't tell you the last time
you watch live sports. You watch live sports, don't you?
Yeah, well, I usually record them and then watch them. Or usually wait, like, if the game starts at like 1, I'll wait till like 1:30.
Right.
And have it recorded, and then just start the half hour after, and then just like skip through the commercials.
Yeah. So listen, I think it sucks, but at the same time, you know what? We're old, and the younger generation doesn't give a shit about broadcast television. They'll watch things instantly. And Apple, the one thing they are doing is they're allowing people to watch these for free for this year. So you could there's a timetable when each one will be out, and it will be free for anybody. And then I think it will be behind the Apple Plus paywall come next year. So they know that people are going to be upset, but they're allowing people to grab them for free. And you can go to any Best Buy and Target and buy the DVD for like $12.
Oh, yeah. Or less than that. They come in like a package too, so you can catch them all at once.
Yeah. So honestly, it's like my old man brain. I was like, oh man, that's, and I'm like, real. It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, no, but it's just another reason to hate Apple Plus.
I don't know. I have no.
I already hate Apple to begin with, so that helps.
Why? What?
They're stupid.
That's the wrong word.
They're dumb and they're stupid.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, no. So that was the other thing that.
Yeah, I mean, it is big news in a way,
It is. It's like a tradition gone. Yeah.
The boomers are mad. But yeah, I mean, like I said, my old man brain's like, oh, I remember watching them growing up, and I would still watch them when they were on TV, now. But you know what? I could just watch the DVD. Yeah. So Mark, what's our we should get into our
Our topic for today, our Halloween topic, the 3 scariest Halloween themed things that ever happened to you.
Well, they're not Halloween themed. They're scary.
Well, I mean, like, things that happened that were scary. For me, they're all Halloween themed because I hate Halloween. So there you go.
I'm so glad I get to do a podcast around Halloween time with a man who has no interest in Halloween.
I don't. The fact that they're canceling Halloween this year is the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
You're one.
Say 2013 was a very good year.
But you don't have kids. Who cares?
Even when I was a kid, I didn't like Halloween. I would go out, but I just wasn't like into. I did the trick or treating thing.
Pain,
that was about
your pleasure, is what you're saying. You love kids.
It's crying. Not even a real holiday. It's just an excuse for kids to get candy.
Of course.
What's the point?
You just said it. To get free candy.
Yeah, from a bunch of strangers who pull razor blades in it. Yeah,
that's a myth. That's barely happened.
Poison apples. Yay.
When's the last time anybody gave an apple?
There used to be a place on, I don't know if you remember, well, you live on the other side of town, but where you live now, right across, I think it's Post Road, across from Raffia Plaza.
Yeah.
There's a farm, like, on the road there. They have, like, the donkeys and the chickens and stuff. It's a small little farm.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, we'd ride our bikes over there, and they'd sell candied apples.
Oh, that's cool.
An old man would sell them.
What's wrong with candy apples?
Nothing. I'm just saying that's just like the only thing I cared about.
I'm not a fan of candy apples because
apples, apple cider. Like, I'm into that stuff.
It gets stuck in your teeth because it'd be so fucking hard.
Well, when you're a kid, that's like, who cares? Nowadays, I won't have one, but
yeah,
when I was a kid,
you loved it. All right, Mark. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You can start since you probably have stuff that's actually not scary, but or scary to you, which is like, oh, the girl dumped me, and then the week before Halloween.
No, I have real scary stories.
Okay, all right.
So this one happened to me when I was a baby.
Like a baby, or just like
when I was a baby. My mom.
How old are you? Me and here.
I am probably 1 year old.
You don't remember this?
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
All right.
So I lived with my mom at my grandma's house, and I've
heard this story.
We had the basement. It was finished. It was a finished basement, and that's where my mom was in my crib. And one day, it was at night, I guess, my mom walked down the steps, and as plain as day, she swears she doesn't know what she saw, but she knows she saw a woman who looked like a fire woman. That's how she described it. This woman looked like a woman on fire. I don't know. Maybe it was just like things coming off of her.
Girl is on fire.
Looking over my crib. And
it explains so much.
It does. It freaked her out. To this day, she knows that's what she saw. She doesn't know if she was like...
This isn't a scary story for you. This is a scary story for your mom.
But still, it freaks me out. There was no rules. No sense. It still creeps me out, man.
It's not your own scary story, though. That's your mom's
when I was a kid.
That you just happened to be in when I
was a kid, my uncle and my mom would tell me all these scary stories because they said my grandma's place was haunted. They talked about the door being with someone thumping on the door, and then how.
But again, these aren't your stories, though.
It is my story because it was on my crib, so it is my story.
It doesn't. You don't remember it.
I have two more, but as a child, my parents
is already going off the rails.
They would tell me this story, and it would creep me out.
When I was in my mother's belly, she watched a scary movie once.
Oh my God, Mark! You didn't. You know what? There's no rules. This is creepy stories for Halloween, my friend. So anyway, it creeps me out when they told me this. They didn't make. I mean, I don't know. It's creepy. It happened to me. Gosh, I have two more that happened to me, but that happened to me when I was a baby. It still happened. All right, Mark, give us your creepy Halloween story, buddy.
All right. my first one. These are not in order, by the way. Not going from least scary to scariest. Just the way I thought of them. When I was like, I don't know, I want to say 5, 6. It had to be around there because Josh was born. He was still a baby. I went trick or treating around my neighborhood with my mom and dad and Josh. I think it was Josh's first Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's probably like 85 ish, 84, 85 around there. So, but anyways, so we got done trick or treating in the neighborhood. We'd always go from our neighborhood to my grandmother's neighborhood and go trick or treating there.
Yeah.
So we drove. I remember it was, I want to say my mom's minivan, the light blue one, like the very first minivan we ever had.
Yeah.
And we turned down my grandmother's street, and my mom turned down a street slowly because there was kids trick or treating, and I'm in the back seat, like the very back of the van, and there's like kids all running around. Back in the day, kids used to be able to run around and not have to worry about being kidnapped.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I see this like figure come running at the car, and it slams up against the window, and it's got like this Halloween mask on. I didn't know it was like a lizard mask. Freaked me the hell out. And my mom's like, "What the hell?" Like, mom's like screaming at whoever it was. She didn't know who it was, and pulled the mask off. It was my Uncle Hank. I cried for an hour.
See, that wasn't even scary. My story
For
was
me,
scary.
it was petrifying because I just saw like no like knowledge of what was going on. I'm like 5, 6 years old, and you see this figure running at the car, and then it runs past the front of the car and goes right to where I'm sitting in the window and just starts banging on the window and screaming. I was petrified. I freaked out. Was not happy, and it was ended up being like, I don't know if you remember, there was a green alien in Return of the Jedi. So that'd be like 86.
Yeah.
It had like a metal like hood, like a silver hood.
Yeah.
That was the mask he was wearing. So every time I see Return of the Jedi, I think of that moment, and it freaks me out every time.
Oh, Mark. Well,
yeah, so that's my first one.
You got to watch out because Hank could pull that on you again.
You better not.
From the grave.
Yeah, he knows better.
Ooh. He's going to come back. He's going to.
No, he's not.
And that was it. That was the moment Mark hated Halloween.
That's not the actual moment I hated Halloween. That was a moment that pretty much solidified me disliking Halloween, but not the one that launched me into hating Halloween.
All right.
I'll tell you that the next one is my first anti-Halloween experience.
A scary moment, another scary moment. Way back in the day, Eric had his license, so I drive with Eric all the time. He would have to bring me home. He lived near Thompsonville. I lived in Green Manor. We'd go to Denny's, yada, yada, yada. Well, one night, it was probably in the fall. I think we had just seen, it was maybe Blair Witch time or whatever. But we saw a horror movie. We went to Denny's, yada, yada, yada. We're driving home. It is pouring out. It's pouring out. So
watch Seinfeld.
Yeah. We get to
yada, yada.
We go past the 7-Eleven on Elm
Street,
and where
Moody Road,
where Elm turns into Moody, right there. So it is pouring where you really can't see that far in front of you. You see the headlights, and then it just stops. It's like dark. It just rains. Yeah. So it's a green light, and Eric's like, he guns it a little bit because he's just like, I'm not going to stop. It's pouring out. I want to get home. So he guns it so we can get to that green light. I kid you not. We're driving and it's pouring out. Visibility sucks. We saw a person in the middle of the road with the hood up, hunched over, walking in the middle of the road. Like, once Eric saw this, we both saw the figure. So we know it wasn't just like one of us saw it. We saw this person, and Eric just goes, "What the fuck?" And he takes his wheel and he just spins it we missed it. We missed it by seconds.
Yeah.
And this thing didn't move. It didn't run away. It didn't do anything. Like, he turned as fast as he could. He swerved. We both were freaking out. It literally, our hearts were racing. We were like, should we go back? Like, why was there someone standing in the middle of the intersection with their hood up? It's pouring out, does not move. I mean, if you're in the middle of the road and a car's coming at you, you run away. I hope.
Unless you're an old man or something trying to cross the road.
Dude,
or homeless person who's just trying to find some shelter.
It petrified us because you're almost like, is this someone who passed away there and we saw an apparition?
No, not. It's just a person crossing the road.
It's still
on Elm Street.
It's still
at night in a rainstorm.
Yeah, it still
happens. It happens.
What the scary part is that you
almost hit somebody.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Can you imagine? I mean, if Eric had hit that person, what would have happened? I mean, it was
Bobby Legley would have happened.
Bobby Legley would have happened.
That's who that was.
That's a callback to.
That's who that was.
All 10 people listening to our show might not.
That's how we got in the wheelchair. Someone else hit him after you did. After you drove by.
It was Bobby Legley, the porn peddler.
Yep, that's who it was.
And he peddles porn.
See, now it's no longer scary for you because now you know the answer.
Yeah, it's Bobby Legley.
Solved.
He lost his legs.
And he was his apparition of him in the middle of the road.
Yeah. I don't know. It's to this day, it gives me chills just not knowing what that person.
We kind of have the same. We kind of have a same story like that.
Was that you in the middle of the road?
No, it was you and I. Remember, we were coming back. I just remembered this just now because you told this story.
Yeah.
We're coming back from Francia's house. Because in this story, I was playing the part of you and you were playing the part of Eric because you drive me everywhere. Because I didn't have a license.
Oh.
And you had a car and everything. So you would drive. We were coming back from Francia's. It was like 2:00 in the morning, I think, or some crazy time like that.
Yeah.
But it was super foggy and it was like winterish.
Yeah.
They were coming by the original Bosco's where they were set back way in the field there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. We were coming around the corner and there was this huge buck deer standing like right on the side of the road.
Yeah, and that was very creepy.
And you were like, what is that? And I'm like, that's a deer. We were both like, no! Because it was like, don't come across the road, don't come across the road.
Oh, I know.
It was about the size of a moose. To this day, I still think it was like the size, it was like a ginormous, like the biggest buck I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, that was pretty scary because it's scary that if it would run around in front of the car, it would destroy us.
We literally would have drove under it because we were in your Saturn, so it would have just went underneath the thing. Basically, it would just.
And then remember,
his stomach would have just decapitated us.
Oh, remember when Dan hit a deer and it like pooped on his car? He showed us a photo.
Yeah, pooped on his car.
Yeah.
He scared the shit out of it.
You scared the shit out of it.
Literally.
But I do remember that was creepy because when you see an animal with their headlights at that late at night, like possums scare me. I mean, they're
because you didn't even see with their headlights. It was like after we it was like we didn't notice it until it was like right where the hood of the car was.
Right, and it just
was really just like standing like right next to the car as we drove by. We were like, "Gah!" And I was in the passenger seat, so it was way closer for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So going off of that, another weird, creepy thing. Coming home from Francia's, we used to get home on Monday. We used to play Halo on Monday nights. It'd be like 2 a.m. I'd get home, So I'm driving home at 2, 3 in the morning, and I go through this one neighborhood all the time, and I go home. Well, the next day, I mean, this is a sad story. One of the houses that I drove by, and a kid hung himself.
Oh,
and
I remember
the kids walking to school saw him hanging.
It was like during Halloween time too, so people thought it was a decoration.
Yeah, they thought it was. They did, and it creeped me out because I'm like, I potentially could have saw that. I don't know what time he did it, but it still creeped me out. Going, oh my god, I know that house, I know that tree. I was not paying attention, but if I had saw that, I would have lost my shit. I would have went right to the police. Um,
Well, yeah, hopefully you would have called somebody.
oh, I would have drove to the police department because
Yeah.
I don't think I had a cell phone, or I had a cell phone, but I don't know.
Yeah, we had
But
cell phones. They were the
I
old ones. We
mean,
had cell
just knowing that happened was,
Yeah.
it's
No, yeah.
devastating. It's sad, but it's creepy when
Yeah.
you see something like that. Anyway,
Yeah, because the
we'll
kids are on
move
the
on.
school bus going to school,
Yeah, they saw it.
and that's
And
nice.
a lot of therapy for those kids.
Yeah, a
A
lot
lot
of
of
therapy.
therapy. Yeah.
A lot of therapy. All right, my second one off of that. Uh, this was when I had to be before Josh, so I had to be like 3, 4 years old. My aunt lived in Ellington, Kim, and she was dating this guy named Gino, who now volunteers at Public Access, actually,
Oh, cool.
as part of the senior living group. But anyways, um, they were dating at the time, and they both lived in Ellington, and we went up to her place on Halloween because there was a haunted house across the street, like a very tame haunted house across the street from her house.
Yeah.
So my mom took me up there to do that. So we were going to the house, and my aunt like meets us outside. She's like, "Oh, come in and hang out, yeah, blah blah blah." So she's like walks me in first, and her boyfriend Gino jumps out of the closet wearing a Halloween mask, and it has like a rat like climbing up the face of the mask, like burrowing into the eyeball, and he like jumped like right into my face like that. And that, my friends, is why I hate Halloween.
Now, why are people compelled to wear masks and jump out at you?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a face that says "scare the shit out of me, please."
Seriously, I feel like everybody was like, "Let's scare the shit out of Mark."
Yeah, because back then it would be like, "Oh, let's scare the kid." You know, like
Yeah.
that was when you were younger, that was a thing. People used to do that
My
all the time.
uncles
Like,
did that too. My
hey, let's
uncles
scare
did
the
it too.
kid. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
We will, want to be
Totally.
fun for him to have that memory the rest of his life of being scared shitless for no reason.
Yeah. I honestly, my uncles werewolf masks scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember all
Yeah.
that. It was torturous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
See,
wouldn't.
for you, it went one way. Me, it went the whole opposite way.
Yeah.
I just like, no, I'm done with this.
I
I don't
like
want to see him
Halloween.
ever again. I don't want to know about it. Just it's over with.
Well, Mark, one of my all-time fears is being in a haunted house. Even if it's not haunted, I am still
Like an actual haunted house, not like a when
Right.
you buy a ticket
Right.
to go into.
right. Real. So,
Yeah.
in 1998, after I graduated high school, me, Eric, I think it was Dan Wilkinson. I don't know if Dan went or Chris Feld. Maybe it's me, Eric, and Dan. Needless to say,
Somebody went with you.
There was a supposedly haunted house in Somers, Connecticut. It was off one of the side roads. It's a brick house, overgrown shrubbery. We actually drove back there to kind of stake out the backyard to see if we can break in. I graduated high school. After graduation, I meet up with Eric and friends because I can't remember everybody who went, and we go there. Now this is 10 o'clock at night. It is summertime. It's like June 18th, 19th. It is lightning and thundering out. It's very humid.
Yeah.
And I had no fear. We had no fear. And I'm a 41-year-old man. I would never do this again.
It's breaking and entering, first off.
We broke and entering, yes.
It's a crime.
It's a crime.
You're now admitting to.
Yes.
Luckily, statute of limitations are probably over at this point.
We didn't break any property. This is what we did.
But you broke in, so you did break property.
The board was movable. We got right in. Hold on now. We had disposable cameras because you didn't have.
If it pleases the court, I like to show that even moving a board.
All right. Can we just move on? Okay, Judge Judy. Jesus Christ. Can I tell the story? All right. We'll worry about this later for our top 10, our top favorite
crimes that Brian's committed.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we get in there. We have disposable cameras. Obviously, before high-tech cell phones. We had flashlights. We ran. This place was wild. Like it was like a one gigantic big open room, and it was long. It wasn't square. It was rectangle. And we get in there. To the left was a kitchen. and it had a refrigerator. We all gathered around. We were like, I think Eric was holding it, and he had Dan
Zool to come out or something.
We were all huddled, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna open it." And we had our camera. And we're like, 1, 2, 3, opens it. We're like, ah! Snap, snap, close it. Nothing was in there, but we were like freaking out. So we're taking photos everywhere. So you take a right, and it was like a big open room. I mean, massive, open, really tall room. And then there were stairs that went into a hallway back the other way. So we did that, and it was like another bathroom at the end, a couple rooms, but everything's very small. And
this is the old summer schoolhouse that you broke into?
There's a brick house.
Yes, that's the old summer schoolhouse.
Maybe it was. Yeah. It was creepy. We took photos. I still have those photos.
Was that like right off of like?
It's off like a main road.
I-90 or Route 90.
I think so. Yeah.
190, I should say. Like right as you get out of the town of Summers, you take a left.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the old summer schoolhouse.
So we afterwards we took all these photos. We ran around the place. We get back in the car. Eric gets hit with a branch on his forehead. So we go to Denny's because he was panicking. I don't know what he did.
Please, Eric.
We get to Denny's, and our hearts are pounding. We have to bring this film to be developed because we want to see if anything shows up on the film. And of course, the waitress asks, "Oh, what are you guys doing? You're all out of breath," and we're all like
covered in crap from crawling around an abandoned building.
And we were like, "Oh, we broke into this supposedly haunted house in Summers." And Eric's like, "Yeah, and something scratched me. I don't know where it came from." And he's like telling some bullshit story. A branch hit you. Yeah. But we're trying to like, hype it up a little bit. But it was creepy. I don't know what possessed me to do it. We did it. It was just like something fun to do.
Mm.
And it was a supposedly haunted house. There was rumors about the house.
Yeah.
But I did it. And I will never do that again because breaking and entering is bad.
It's bad. Kind of going off of that, same in Summers, just because you said Summers. I used to volunteer for the Summers Village Players back when my aunt used to be involved in that.
Yeah.
And they would always have their like fall like end of season play, like a dinner theater up at Camp Iapo.
Okay, yes. Summers. Ooh, that's a creepy place, Camp Iapo.
Yes. So I used to work swill, which is just doing dishes and taking the garbage out and stuff like that. So I did it for one season, then I went back for the second season. And for the second season, somebody mentioned, like, as we were doing stuff, "Hey, do you guys know that they filmed a Jason movie here?"
Oh, man, that must have really freaked you out.
And I was like, "What now?" They're like, "Yeah, Jason 2, parts of it were filmed here at the camp."
Yeah.
So all I remember is that night around the camp, because the camp's not really open. The only building they actually use is like the main meeting hall.
Yeah.
So everything else is just pitch black dark.
Oh, Jesus.
So I just remember taking the garbage out, and the dumpster was like a little bit away from the actual building. Walking to the dumpster
in the dark
and just thinking Jason's going to jump out and kill me now. This is how it ends for me.
Honestly, the moment someone says anything or I watch anything creepy and my lights are off in my house and I got to get to the bedroom, I run. And Allison's like, "Why are you running?" I'm like, "Never you mind.
Never you mind. Don't worry about it." That's why I don't watch anything scary at night, because it's like, if there's like a movie that like, what do you guys like? "Oh, you should check this out," even though it might not be super scary.
Yeah.
Like I can watch it like now.
Yeah. I'll
be fine. But if I watch it after like Claire goes to bed or something, no way. There's like not happening.
Like before bed, I'll end up watching like compilations of scary things on YouTube. Oh God, why do I do that? And then I'm freaking out the whole night.
You know, become a thing again, and I don't know why it's become a thing again, is the jump videos.
The jumps.
You remember we used to watch those as Nuntuck? You'd put them on the thing.
Yes. Okay.
people started doing them again, and I started be like, why is this a thing again?
The car commercial.
Oh, the worst.
The car driving.
The zombie jumps out,
and all of a sudden at the end, the zombie just jumps out and fucking scares the shit out of you. Classic. Yeah. And you don't really see it coming because the camera is far, far away.
And there's a voice the new blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
Blah, blah, doing the whole thing.
Oh God, it's crazy. Yeah. It was so. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so my last one. I don't know if you remember this because you lived over in this side of town on Brainerd Road, right next to the park. There used to be this huge white building. I don't know if it was a meeting house or an old barn of some sort. Yeah. But on Halloween, they would turn it into a haunted house.
Okay, yeah.
And they would have a haunted house inside the building. You'd walk through everything. It was 2 stories. They used to have this huge haunted house in there. I think it was the local KFC or something, but I don't know. It was an organization did it.
Yeah.
But I just remember going there for the first time. Went with Hank again because they were near in age, so it was that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I had to be probably before my teens. But I just remember going there for the first time because I was I'm going to defeat this Halloween thing. I'm going to do it. Hank would pick on me about it all the time. I don't understand why you're scared. Blah, blah, blah. Because you scared me, you idiot. That's why I don't like Halloween.
Yeah.
So it would just be a back and forth thing. So finally he was like, you got to come with me. Just come. Because my mom would never take him anywhere unless I would go with him. That was the shtick. I'll take you, but you have to bring Mark with you. And you'd be like, I don't want to take the stupid kid. I don't want to go with you. He's too young. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I remember him breaking down, be fine, I'll go, but and I'm hanging out with him and his friends.
Yeah.
And my mom drove all of them there, and I'd go I was the tag along kid, from the Christmas Story, in a huge suit, wait for me, guys, wait for me. So they're all going through, they're all doing this, they're all having this thing, and I remember this. I don't even know what the part of it was or what actually it was, but something or someone jumped out at me, and just for some reason, I freaked out. I just started screaming. I was like, get me out of here. I don't want to go anymore. I literally sat down in the middle of the thing. I am not moving. I'm going backwards, not going forwards anymore. I'm not doing this. I remember Hank having to drag me through the rest of it and being then everyone just not even do it. Everyone inside just stopped and just let us go. Just go ahead, just go through. And I was like, this is stupid. I hate this. I was crying and screaming and just,
Did you want to conquer that fear later on, or you were just done?
I've since tried conquering it. I've since gradually, I've I watch Walking Dead now. When I was younger, I wouldn't be able to watch that.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
but I'm gradually getting better with stuff.
It reminded me, when I was younger, I'd never been to a haunted house where they're intentionally scaring you, so I didn't know what that was like.
Yeah.
But in the summer, whatever, a Doctor Who, a bus, a van, a truck, a semi truck was all Doctor Who'd out, and it was on tour, and it came to the Enfield Mall, and basically it had props from the show. And
yes, I remember this.
You would step on things, and things would move.
Yeah.
Well, my dad's like, oh, we gotta go. So you pay your ticket, you go on. The moment I stepped on something and a creature showed up and started I fucking freaked out. I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And I freaked out. We went home and I told my dad the next day, I want to I want to go back. And we went back and I did it. But it scared the living crap out of me because I've never been anywhere where I'm stepping on a square and the thing, and my dad had explained it's not real. These aren't real. They're animatronic. And I didn't know what any of that was. I was just I saw them on TV. They're moving in front of me.
Yeah.
My mind is blown, but I conquered that fear. I only had this. I gotta go back.
A thing like that one other time when I was younger. We used to go to Storyland every year. This is Kylie was born already kind of time, so I had to be 8, 9, 10 around there.
Yeah.
And there's one ride at Storyland. It's like one of those rides where they put you in you go into this room. It's like a haunted thing. Like it's very tame haunted thing. But you go into this room. It's like the room shakes and everything. But you're supposed to be like a mine shaft that you go down the mine.
Yeah.
But they put you in the room at first, and they just like turn all the lights off.
Oh.
It was pitch black, and it wasn't even that it was pitch black. It's like they would put a bunch of people in the room with you, so you're like very like cramped.
Yeah.
And it was pitch
creepy.
black.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the claustrophobia part of it or just the darkness of it. I freaked. I was just like, nope, I'm out. This just has to end now. Stop this thing from happening. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm like pushing. I'm like 8-9 years old, like pushing people out of the way. Like, get me out of this room. You have to stop this ride right now. Like, they really had to stop the ride, turn the lights on. Everyone was like, oh, you know.
Damn
like,
you, Mark.
Sorry, don't care. I'm out of here. But yeah,
it could be the claustrophobia and the darkness, but being like squished between a bunch of people and you can't move is scary. It's anxiety ridden.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah. Like, I was fine when we went to the Haunted Mansion. We went to Disney. I was fine with that.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, but I think it's just it was just the amount of people they jammed into the room because they would put a lot of people in there.
Right.
It was a very small space because like a mine shaft technically.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big. It was like an elevator size.
That's creepy.
They put like 15 people in there. So I was like, nope, not doing it. Can't handle it. Get me out of here.
Mark's like, get me the fuck out of here. Well, Mark, I think we hit on a lot of stories here.
Yeah, I got issues. I can't help it.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
It happens. Well, Halloween's over this weekend, baby. And then we move on to Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean, for some places, Christmas has already started.
I was going to say, kidding. We don't move on to Thanksgiving. We just move right to Christmas. I mean, you go to Costco and it's like Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, like that. Like,
I just went to Stop and Shop over the weekend to go grocery shopping, and it was like, Halloween, Christmas, in the same aisle.
Yeah, and where was I? Like 2 weeks ago, me and Allison went to Walmart to get some stuff. The Christmas stuff was already out, being put up. Target's already doing it. Like Stop and Shop, crazy. I saw Christmas stuff already. I mean, it's the same shit every year. They always do. And they're getting a head start on things because they know that if we have a bad COVID spike or anything, people might want to get their stuff now.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, luckily, I don't do Black Friday anymore. I haven't done it in the last 2 years. I just go online.
Amazon, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'll use Best Buy, Target, or delivery systems of some sort, or but I'm not. Yeah, and I think a lot of places aren't going to be open anyway on Thanksgiving night because of COVID, and a lot of places decided they're not going to open Thanksgiving at all. Walmart, they all finally said, well, we're in a pandemic. We should give our employees a day off.
Give people a day off because they can't spend it with their family, so they might as well get the day off.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's nice that they did that.
Yeah.
So hopefully a lot of places don't really open until 8 a.m. and not midnight. We'll see what happens there.
We'll see how it all shakes out. But
you don't want people to be stressing out because of work and get sick. I mean, that's the problem. When you're making people stay up at midnight, they're tired, they're strung out, they're if the
immune
weather's bad,
shot from not getting enough rest.
Right, you're putting your employees in danger of getting sick easily, and that's what you want to avoid. So hopefully they'll just be like, we're going to open at 6 a.m. We're going to open at 8 a.m, but none of this midnight business this year. That would be nice. I think it would be nice for a lot of people.
All right, we'll correct Brian before we go.
Yeah.
It is Halloween Saturday, supposedly.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite candy to get when you went trick-or-treating? Like the one candy you were like, this is the candy. I don't care. I'll trade anything else away. But if I get these are mine.
I was a Dots person. I loved Twizzlers and Dots.
What is wrong with you? You're a psychopath.
I like Twizzlers and Dots.
You're a serial killer. Dots.
That was it.
Of all
Dots?
the candies, Dots.
Twizzlers.
And Twizzlers.
I would eat all Twizzlers and Dots. Those are I'd steal them from my brothers. I'm not a big chocolate guy. Sorry.
You're weird.
I don't like chocolate all of them. I don't think chocolate's all that great. It's kind of
You're strange.
I mean, I get, like, if you have good chocolate, I get that. It does taste good. Like, I can tell the difference between a good chocolate and bad chocolate. But overall, if I had an option between chocolate and something else, I'll pick the something else. Chocolate doesn't do it for me at all.
You're weird.
Yeah, I know. I'm weird.
Mine is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
See, I would put that in the category of good. I mean, those are good because the peanut butter part. Yeah.
Because always the peanut butter cups, you'd always at least get one like full size peanut butter cup. Even with like the snack sizes, it's just the one peanut butter cup.
Right.
So as you think about it, it's technically the best like size wise candy that you get for like small size candies.
Totally.
So that was all about and I would steal them from my siblings. I'd be like, oh, you guys don't like this when they were younger. You guys don't like these. Here, to have these Dots and Twizzlers.
Take these.
And give me your Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah. Oh, Mark. Well, that was a good show. Happy Halloween.
To you as well.
And
who knows if we'll have any trick-or-treaters.
The next show we record, Mark, will be the day before the election.
I know.
Should we take that week off? Or I think, you know what, we should do election. We should do election prediction.
Election eve coverage.
Yeah.
Our bold predictions.
Our bold predictions.
Which states will go where? We'll do all 50 of them.
No, shoot me. Let's do swing states. Maybe our local election, we could talk about, who do you think is going to win locally? We could talk about the big one. We can say, maybe we could say and we can come back the following week and
see if we were right.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. We can write them down. So
okay,
we'll call it our election coverage.
Election eve coverage.
Yeah, election eve predictions or something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, well, everybody, stay safe, have fun. Don't have a party and go vote.
Yes, don't go any. Shot. Don't go to any costume parties or anything like that. Yeah,
get your flu shot. Go vote. Stay home. Stay safe.
Exactly.
Follow us on Facebook, Geekonomics on Facebook.
The YouTube.
YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You
can also catch the audio version on Podbean or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Yeah, you can listen to us if you don't want to see our stupid faces.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because who wants to look at us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody. Happy Halloweeny.